And when you find that, you will find your Ikigai, and you will find that you can keep on doing what you're doing because you love it. It is your mission. You get paid for it. So you get paid for existing. You get paid for what you love. You get paid for what you're naturally good at. And isn't that what we all want in life? Do something that we love, and living in the way that it feels natural. That work doesn't feel like work, but work feels like play. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how you can find your purpose through a Japanese principle which is called Ikigai. It's something that I learned about back in 2017, before I even started to spiritually awaken, when I was actually in the midst of depression. And through embarking on this journey, I started to discover what my purpose was in life. And I feel like finding what your Ikigai is will truly give clarity in all sections and parts of your life, and how you can blend this together. So if that's something that you love to learn more about, then stay around.
How does it feel to be alive, to be free? Are we truly in the here and now, or are we living a dream that we created? Close your eyes to see clearly. This is life on purpose.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of On Purpose by Lynn. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Lynn and I share with you everything you need to know about personal development and spirituality so that you can create your best life and so that you can rise to your fullest potential. If that's something that you're interested in, then make sure to subscribe. So Ikigai is a principle that comes from the Japanese culture in Okinawa. The author of the book, I'll link it here, was researching why the people in Okinawa lived that long, because they were the people who lived longest on our planet. They would get over 100 years old, and many people of them reached incredible ages within their lifetime. And so he started researching, and he soon discovered that they live by something which is called Ikigai. Now, what does Ikigai mean? Ikigai means a reason for being. It's finding your purpose in life, in other words. And the way that they break this down within Ikigai, within this way of living, is just so beautiful. And that's why I'm going to cover it today. So it consists of 4 parts. And I'm going to show this with some images as well. So the first part of how to discover your Ikigai is to find out, what do you love? What can you get in flow with? What does really excite you? And often for people, these are these are things like skills or things like creativity. For me, it's surfing. For me, it's being creative, creating content. That's something that I really love because it allows me to get into flow state. Now, the second thing that they talk about is, what are you good at? And what you can think about in terms of what are you good at is your skills. What are you naturally good at? What are your innate gifts? What are your talents? And it doesn't have to be a thing where you feel like, oh, I'm extremely good at that, or I'm extremely talented at that, because you can develop those skills as you go. I knew that I was, or I discovered, for example, that I was pretty good at speaking, but it wasn't something that I was born with, or maybe I was born with it, but I never developed it. And so throughout the years, throughout showing up on social media, through showing up and sharing my thoughts with my audience, I got better and better at speaking, and I'm still getting better and better. I'm still learning. And so it doesn't have to be something where you feel like I'm extremely good at this or I'm extremely talented at this, but just think about, what did I used to be good at when I was little? What am I actually good at? It can be something like listening even. Like some people are really great listeners, for example. The third thing that they look at is, what does the world need? Now, It doesn't have to be something dramatic. It doesn't have to be something like you have to solve a world problem. It's more like when you look around in your world right now, what do you see? What do you feel that the people around you need? Is there a pattern that you have noticed that they need? The fourth thing that they look at is, what can you get paid for? Now, again, what were the things that you've done that you got paid for? What are some things that people get paid for that you could possibly do? And the funny thing is that you look at these things and then you don't really yet have found your Ikigai. But the beautiful thing about finding the clarity within those 4 quadrants is to discover and to get onto paper in clarity what these things could mean for you. Now, everything is connected. So your Ikigai, your purpose, is not only in your passions, it's not only in your mission, it's not only in your career or your vocation. It is a combination of those 4. So what they say, and I'm going to show this in the video as well. So what you love and what you're good at equals your passions. And this is how these 2 connect to each other. What you love and what the world needs is your mission. And that's how these 2 blend together. What you're good at and what you get paid for is your profession. And what you get paid for and what the world needs is your vocation. Now, in the middle of all of this, where all these things connect, that is where you will find your Ikigai. So what you can look for is there something within these 4 things that is a recurring pattern or something that I could combine in order for making all these 4 fields included. And when you find that, you will find your Ikigai, and you will find that you can keep on doing what you're doing because you love it. It is your mission. You get paid for it. So you get paid for existing. You get paid for what you love. You get paid for what you're naturally good at. And isn't that what we all want in life? Do something that we love, and living in the way that it feels natural. That work doesn't feel like work, but work feels like play. And so this is how you find your Ikigai. And I want you to know, I find it really, really important to really add this is not a fixed process. It is about living within the questions, because sometimes we don't really know what we love, or we don't really know what our passions are. We don't really know what we could be good at. So it's not about forcing yourself to get these answers as fast as possible. It's about asking yourself these questions and allowing them to unfold as you go, and you will see that you will find the answers. You can start journaling about it, because often when you journal, when you do automatic writing, things will pop up that you wouldn't have thought of with your conscious mind. So that's a way of how you can get really into the subconscious mind and get those answers, but also just living within these questions, within the answers, and you will feel that the answers will come to you naturally. So finding your Ikigai is a process, and for me, I know it definitely has been a process of many years, and also I'm still in the process. And it's not like if you find your Ikigai right now that this has to be your Ikigai for the rest of your life. It can be that your purpose is shifting as you are growing and shifting. So I want you to really know that this is not a process of I need to know it right now, or I need to find out as quick as possible. Allow it to happen. Let me know in the comments if there were any aha moments. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, because I'd love to get to know you. And thank you so much for liking this video and for sharing this video with anyone who you think could benefit from this message right now. I recently started a brand new podcast which is called Returning Home with Lin Lim. You can find it in the description below, or you can look it up directly on Spotify or Apple Podcast. And I also just launched my new merchandise line, which you can also find in the description below. I'm so excited about these clothes, about these messages. Like I said, in my previous video, I feel like we need people who live by example. And through wearing this merchandise, you will spread the message of love and light with the world. You will maybe spark some curiosity in people and allow them to discover things, to awaken about some things. So check that out in the link below. I really appreciate you for doing so. And if you're new here and haven't already subscribed to the channel, remember to do so, as you will be the first to watch all of my videos every Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so that you can create your best life. Remember, we have such an exciting future to look forward to, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Bye for now.